you have to find the workflow that works for you, because there's all different sorts of methods. Every great filmmaker that you meet, if you ask them what's advice, they're going to give you quite a few things, and there's unique advice, but like 80% of them are going to tell you, pick up a camera, go shoot. Pick up a camera and go shoot. Now, I kind of took this as the wrong way at first, where I literally was thinking I had to be pumping out consistent projects again and again and again. And I took up this one method where it was literally like, you would write a script throughout the week, shoot it on the weekend, edit it throughout that next week while writing your new script or getting the new concept for that, shoot, put it together, put it out, then shoot the next project. And you literally just keep on a workflow of putting out a film or making a film every single week. And I did that for some time, and I didn't fucking like it one bit. It was cool getting on set more, but my biggest problem with it was that I wasn't actually learning from them. Not immensely anyways. Because, it's fun. The problem with that method, the way I approached it, is I made it busy work, where I was just making films because that's what I was just fucking told to do. I didn't really think about why you were making a film. I didn't really think about the purpose behind the work. What intention did I have going into it, as opposed to actually some of my earlier projects where it was like, I want to shoot a movie like this. I want to shoot a short film like this. I want to do something that involves this, or that helps me develop my skills in this, right? And that was sort of a dilemma for me, because then it became like, okay, well, I'm not doing enough projects, so, if I'm not pumping out enough content, that must mean somehow I'm not going to make it, or that I'm not doing all that I can be. So then, I kind of backed off, and I had to realize, like, if you're not doing for me, work has to be purposeful. Like, when I put out Sans, I looked back at all the fucking comments, and I realized I was all the microfilm fucking action. The microfilms are absolutely great when you're starting off, and they're even good at any point in your career if you're trying to improve something. But the problem with it was my approach, which was make a microfilm because I was just trying to look busy for myself because of a bunch of insecurities and anxiety that I've been having around the time regarding some personal things. So I just kept wanting to look busy, look busy in front of everyone, look like I'm working hard. But I wasn't really working hard because I wasn't doing work that was purposeful, meaningful. There was nothing intentional behind the work other than let me just look busy. Deep down, that was the intention. On the outside, it was just, hey, this is just what we're supposed to do because that's work, and work gets you places. No. Meaningful work gets you places. And that's when I realized I was focusing on the wrong projects. Which was, because when I go back to that method I was talking about earlier, it might be fucking great for someone, but for me the problem with that was I go to it and I write a script, and it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. It's lackluster, it's weak, but it doesn't matter because you're just making a film, you're not putting it out, right? And then you go to shoot on set, and then you go, but you're shooting bullshit, so you're not really shooting anything that makes sense. You're just shooting something because you just have to shoot it. And then when you come to editing, you're like, I just shot and wrote a bunch of bullshit, now I have to put this together. And then you kind of just put together some bullshit. And then you realize, obviously you're going to know mistakes, you're going to see them there, but there's so much more that you're making because it's like, you start to look at it and you're like, this is awful, I'm not good at all. And then then you gotta remember, like, you wrote a bunch of bullshit. What did you expect? You weren't invested in the project in any sort of way at all that meant anything to you. Now, I'm not saying in that what you're gonna have to do is only make projects that are like super emotionally investing and whatever for you. Not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, and this doesn't just apply to filmmaking, I'm just using filmmaking because this is the metaphor I know. But when it comes to anything that you want to do, anything that you're getting better at, don't go out and, like, for example, don't go out and start throwing the football to get better at throwing the football just by throwing the football as hard. Have some purpose behind it. Have some purpose behind your practice. Have some purpose behind the effort you put into the practice. What are you setting out to do? Why? What do you plan to achieve today out of this? What are you doing? You just want to shoot 100 fucking shots? Okay, what do you want to do with those 100 shots? Do you want to work on framing and composition? Do you want to work on 3-point lighting? Do you want to create, or as you get better, do you want to work with lighting tactics that look very horrifying, that create a very suspenseful vibe to them? Do you want to create fucking photos that feel blissful, like you're in heaven, right? What is the intention behind the work, and how are you going to achieve it? And keep practicing it, right? So that's when I realized I was working on bullshit. I wasn't working on stuff that was true. And that's when I had to change my mentality. So I do significantly less projects now. Significantly less. I only will do a microfilm or a short film if either A, the story has great significance to me and it's itching me to make this story and to tell it and to put it out to the world, or if there's just something that I want to practice, I want to get better at, and I'm going to make a film. I'm gonna put something together. The whole idea, though, is that you want to do meaningful work. Why? Because that's when you're gonna put your best foot forward, and that's when you're gonna see your mistakes for what they really are. When you're putting your best foot forward, when you're putting your absolute 100%, and you still have some flaws, then you can look at that and be like, okay, this is what I'm lacking in. When you're actually putting yourself 100% into it. When you're not putting yourself 100% into your projects, how the hell do you expect to get 100% honest feedback from your project when you're watching it? You made bullshit. Right? So, my advice to young filmmakers, or even filmmakers who are just like year 1, year 2, coming up on me, right? On my like experience range, dude, I tell you, like, early, straight up, just shoot stuff when it means something to you. Shoot stuff if there's a purpose behind it, not because the world tells you have. Like, I can't stand, and I'm gonna go on a separate rant here real quick. I cannot stand. One of the hardest things as a YouTube creator is the idea that we have to consistently keep putting out content, and that's true to an extent, and I hate it. I hate it. Not because I hate YouTube or making content, it's just I don't have content in me all the time. I'm not even gonna front, like, I'm making this video right now and I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna put this out and it's just gonna be a bullshit rant that no one gives a fuck about. It's gonna get like 30 views. I mean, again, and I know I have this conversation plenty of times, but my whole thing is like, I just don't always have rants. I don't always have things to talk about. I don't always have, I can't just come on and, talk about this topic because it came up to mind and I should just say something about it, right? One of the big problems I had with myself in 2019 was I kept speaking on shit that I had no business talking on. Even 2018, coming out of my senior, like, I just kept getting caught up in making content, because I kept having to put videos out because I believed that was the only way I would grow. Because if I wasn't putting consistent videos out, which honestly is kind of the truth, if you're not putting consistent content out for your viewers, they're gonna leave. They're not gonna pay attention. Your relevancy goes down because you're not putting yourself in the media as much. Yes, that's a fact. But I think this undaunting pressure of consistently putting out content removes the most important thing that you need as a content creator, which is purpose. Why are you putting it out? Why did you decide to do it? I'm putting this out because this rant means something to me. I'm putting this out because I think young filmmakers who want to start off that I might know, or someone in the world who just might have, I don't have a filmmaking audience. I don't. So I don't know who the hell this is going to reach. It's probably a complete fucking mistake to make this video, but I'm still going to make it. But the whole idea I'm kind of I'm proposing with this rant is, dude, don't let the world pressure you into thinking you have to consistently keep putting out content. Who gives a fuck if you lose your relevancy for a little while? I would much rather you take an 8-month break from making content, and when it comes, when the honest work is there to actually make a video that's coming from the heart, you do it. I don't care if an idea doesn't come to you for the next year as to the next movie you want to make. Don't make a movie. Don't do anything. Only do it when it's there. Only do it when it comes from the heart. Sure, you might want to go out and do a couple things here and there, and that's cool. But I'm telling you, the way to see your mistakes at the most honest, transparent level is to put yourself into a project 100%. To put yourself into your content creation 100%. And then, after you put it out, after you finish it and put it together, you can actually get an honest look at what it is that you're lacking and that you might have wanted to get better in. Where you missed your mark. Where you actually hit your marks. As opposed to making bullshit. Now again, like I said, this is not me trying to bash on a method. I'm simply saying you have to find a method that works for you. Because what I might say for you might not resonate with you. You might try what I say and it doesn't work for you. And you're like, I'm not getting enough done. I'm not getting better fast enough. Whatever. Right? Your mentality might be different. And what matters is you find a method that fits your mentality. So this is a method that fits my mentality. And I'm sharing it because that might help you. That might help a couple people out there that have had the similar struggle that I've had with that. And maybe they need to hear this. Maybe they don't. But that's why I put it out. I haven't put a whole lot of videos talking, ranting anymore. Honestly, I've been more... Just because it just hasn't been there to put up this camera and make a rant about anything. I don't have anything to really talk about. I don't. And I'm not going to come on here and decide that I should talk about NoFap. Or I should make an update. Or whatever. Like, I'm not going to make content just because I feel like I'm obligated to just make content. I'm going to make content that's meaningful, that makes fucking sense. Or that is honest from me. And then when that time comes, it works. So I know it's kind of like two different videos combined into one, but I still feel like it's necessary to say. Let's see how long I'm at. Oh, man. See, I don't even want to put this video out because of how long it is. Fuck it. Who cares? It's not like it's getting any more than 40 views, so... I'm going to finish this off. So basically, my whole point is, for young filmmakers and young content creators, if this advice is for you, let it be work that's meaningful. If you really want to get better, make sure, but before you do it, you know it's something that you want to do 100%. And if there's an itch on your shoulder to go take a further step, if you were just making microfilms and now you want to do short films, longer short films, do it. You want to make a mini feature or a full feature length film? I'm telling you, my first feature length is going to happen before 25. It might even happen when I'm 25. Most filmmakers don't happen that early. But I'm going to do it. Why? Because I definitely feel like that itch, like it's there. Like I can do this thing. Like it's tapping me on the shoulder like there's no way that I'm going to ignore that call of intuition that's there. So if that's there, you got to follow that. So that's my rant, that's my discussion. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I don't know when the next one will be, so peace.